I'm here with Tom Lutey, an author with the Montana Free Press. Tom published a story on the Milk River Project and how the funding for the project has slowed down. Tom, thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Well,
First
thank
question I
you.
have for you. Tell me about the Milk River. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, the Milk River is kind of an interesting. We could just back up for a sec. How would we explain that? Well, I think the first thing you need to know about the Milk River is that it, as the old timers say, it would go dry 6 out of 10 years if it wasn't for some kind of injection of water from somewhere else, so to speak. And back in 1909, 1905 ish, the Bureau of Reclamation was looking for ways to basically, kind of make the great American desert bloom, right? And rehydrate the West or hydrate the West for farming and then later for energy. And the milk was one of those big projects. I mean, really just sort of a mega project from first appropriated in 1905 to basically reroute water from the St. Mary's River, which flows naturally, all the way to the Great Lakes through Canada, to get that water into the milk and to provide irrigation for really roughly 300 miles of the Highland. So there's 1,800 residents along the milk. The river winds up being used for irrigation and also drinking water. And it's been that way for 109 years. And what had happened earlier this spring, or I should say in June, is that the siphon that provides that water from the St. Mary's River into the Milk River drainage blew out. And we're talking about massive pipes, like 8 feet in diameter, 2 of those providing that water to the milk. And since that time, the milk's gone dry. I mean, it's done what it would naturally do, and they're not likely to have that water back until late next summer or even early next fall.
Okay, and then my next question. How have the economic losses impacted those on the High Line?
Well, I think first and foremost, the milk is primarily a source of water for irrigation. The primary crop that's irrigated along the milk is hay. So farmers who normally get 3.5 tons, 3+ tons per acre of hay per year, and they do that with 2 cuttings. Just got 1 cutting this year, right? Because of a lack of irrigation. Next year, again, they're expected to get 1 cutting of hay. It'll probably be less in terms of tonnage than this year because they did get to water a little bit before the milk blew out. So instead of having 3+ tons of hay as they normally would, they're going to be closer to 1.5 tons. So that's the first economic impact. And then of course you have to think about what is that hay for? Well, it feeds livestock. And so, the ranchers, in that area, their livestock rely on that hay for feed, particularly in the wintertime and also during drought.
Okay, and then tell me about how Congress has played a role in this project.
Well, the Milk River Project, like I said, was a mega project created by Congress. Literally, it starts with the creation of the Bureau of Reclamation. And, this large project over the years has, sort of suffered the way that a lot of large projects do from deferred maintenance. And as a result of that, it was, not in the greatest of shape when it blew in June. But Congress has always provided a significant portion of the funding for maintenance and upkeep of the milk. And in this particular case, where they need, hundreds of millions of dollars to bring this irrigation system, back into, a functioning state, the irrigators turn to Congress to get that done. And Congress is trying to do that several different ways, but the most recent one is to get some money for the milk attached to the Fort Belknap water compact, which is a settlement of tribal water rights for the Gros Ventre and Assiniboine on Fort Belknap Reservation.